Well, good evening, YouTubers. Hope you're all doing well. Um, well, I think we've all seen some fantastic events in politics over the last few days. And one of the best things I've seen in quite a while was what happened to Joe Biden the other day. He was talking on a radio show, I believe, mainly populated or listeners. Most of the listeners were from the African American community, and I'm sure most of you have seen this already. I'm pretty late talking about it, but um, I really thought that it's the end of Joe Biden's campaign. What he said then, I'm damn sure that if Trump had said anything near what Biden said during that interview, Trump would be all over the news. It would be all over the news. It would be considered to be a presidential ending event. I'm sure there would have been a lot of talk about impeachment. There'd be a lot of lefty folks all over the TV, like the Reverend and everybody on CNN, fake news, everybody on MSNBC, Rachel Maddow, all these people talking about what Trump would have said if he'd have said that on air in any public setting or any private setting or anything, even if it was on a tape from 10 years ago. They would have put it all over the news. So here we are, with the Biden campaign in absolute tatters. Now, by the way, I'm a huge fan of One American News Network. I think this news network is absolutely fantastic. As long as they continue to be as fair and as honest about what's going on, I will continue to be talking about anything on One America News. But you look down at what happened during that event. Joe Biden literally said that if you're confused about whether to vote for him or Trump, then you ain't black. Now, let me tell you something. I've got some fantastic black friends all over the world. As a matter of fact, I don't even, everybody's equal in my opinion. And I've lived all over the world. I've lived in Asian countries, and I'm from the UK originally. I live in Texas now, so I've got a close network, and many of my really good friends, are of African descent, and I think they're fantastic. I've been talking to them for a long time about, how, all this speculation of Trump being racist is all a load of rubbish. It's all fake news. And many of my friends have come around to the fact that actually I'm talking the truth here. So I wanted to attempt to play this. I don't know how this is going to work or not, but I wanted to play what Biden actually said. And in case you haven't heard it, it's a very quick snapshot here.
You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
It don't have nothing to do with Trump. It has to do with the fact I want something for...
Now, he got in there and he said this has got nothing to do with Trump. And he's absolutely right. It has nothing to do with Trump. This whole, thing about it being to do with Trump, this campaign that Biden is running, it's got nothing to do with Trump. The reason why they keep going back to Trump all the time is because they can't position any value they have on the left. Now let's face it. Biden is the best Democrat they have. He's the one they've chosen to be the leader, the potential takeout of Trump, to go and drive that. And it's turning into, I think even the left agree that this is turning into an absolute disaster, and they're really regretting their decision. Look, if I was a Democrat, I'd be thinking, this guy is adding no value. He just constantly talks about Trump. You know, I watched one thing the other day. You know, I'll go back to the segment in a second, but I watched something the other day, and you know, he was talking about the fact that Trump is handling the virus badly, and the unemployment is terrible, and the economy is terrible. You know, and I would never have been in this situation. You know, I'll fix it. And it's like, well, how are you going to do that? You never say about how you're going to do it. You just say everything's bad, I'm great, I'm going to fix it for everybody, but you never say anything about how you're actually going to do it. And that's the problem with Biden. He has absolutely no depth of anything. It's all surface. It's all, I'm better than everybody else, I'm better than the other options. He said that all the way through the primaries. There was absolutely no value from him whatsoever, and he's continuing to be no value. You know, empty suit Biden. Anyway, let's hear the rest of this interview. I hope you can hear it.
My community, I would love to see.
Take a look at my record, man. I extended the voting rights 25 years. I have a record that is second to none. The NAACP has endorsed me every time I've run. I mean, come on. Take a look at the record.
All right, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Anyway, thanks. I will come back.
All right.
I look forward to seeing you in person.
Okay, absolutely.
Okay, pal. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it, Charlamagne.
The funny thing about this whole thing is that this was right at the end of the interview, and the interview actually didn't go that badly for Biden. He stayed off anything sensitive, and he was really, you know, he's always treated, you know, with kid gloves. You know, they never really push him very hard on anything. And I think he had one of his campaign managers there, or media managers there, to control the environment. But he came right to the end of the interview, and it was at the end of the interview he made that absolutely ridiculous statement. So he was so close to getting this interview done, relatively unscathed, and being welcomed to come back by the host. But I can't see him coming back now after this, certainly not on this show. And I think that this is going to be around for a while. Now, the other thing to, of course, understand that this is not the first racist gaffe that Biden has come out with. Just search YouTube, you can find so many. I don't need to talk to you about them. But the fact is that this guy is gaffe after gaffe, getting worse. He's insulting voters. He's telling a lot of voters not even to vote for him because he can't win an argument that he has, you know, with any of them. He can't win any type of debate that he has with anybody, and his natural reaction to any challenge on anything is don't vote for me, which is, you know, like is that where you're going to be? You know, if you, God forbid, if he ever made it into the White House, is this what he's going to be like when he's negotiating with, you know, Russia and China and any of these, countries that are pretty challenging to deal with? You know, I think the guy that we have in the office at the moment, he's got faults. Don't get me wrong, Trump has faults, but you know, I really feel that Trump will lead this country forward in a much better way than Joe Biden ever could. I'm speculating here, but I think that Biden is out soon. I think there's going to be a new nominee coming forward that's going to be much more popular at the DNC, that probably has a bit more chance of taking on Trump, because let's face it, Biden has no chance of taking on Trump in any debate. And I think that might be coming sooner rather than later. If the DNC has any ounce of common sense, that's what they'll be doing. I don't know anybody that will vote for Trump. Will vote for Biden. Sorry, and I know a lot of people who vote for Trump. Let me tell you. And it's funny actually because I was driving this afternoon to pick up some food from a restaurant, and I stopped at the light, and there was a car in front of me, and it said Biden for President 2020, and I'd never seen a sticker with Biden President 2020 on the back. You know, I'd never seen a sticker on the back of a car saying that before. And I was thinking, how can you put that sticker on your car It's just ridiculous, unbelievably ridiculous that you would even think of voting for this guy with all the crazy behaviour going on. You know, with or without the speculation that he has some cognitive issue, which I actually think might be true. But because let's face it, as soon as he gets off the teleprompter, he's all over the place. He's all over the place. So yeah. Anyway, I just thought this event that happened on this morning show, radio show, was worth a mention. One of the things that these sorts of the things that I like to talk about. So let me know your thoughts, feedback. If you want to point me to any other videos or information about this that's relevant, I'm very interested in it, and I'm certainly very interested in what happens next with Joe Biden. Talk to you later.